The saga continues. Coach Prime versus the media. But now one of the media members is punching back, but he did it in a very, very scary way. I'm going to talk about it and let you know why I don't agree with this reporter at all with this approach after the bumper. Stay tuned. What is going on, everybody? What is going on, everybody? My name is JeffLightsyJr. This is the Victor Formation Sports Show right here on JeffLightsyJr. YouTube, Facebook, wherever you get your content. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, notification bell because we upload all the time. Now, as we know, the sounds that have been heard around the world, Coach Prime going at it with different members of the media, one from CBS, the other from the Denver Post in a recent press conference that he did. And guys are firing back. I did a post that talked about the dangerous game that Prime is playing when it comes to going after certain members of the media. It's cool now because no games have been played. But if you start losing these same people that you're burning bridges with, that you're going after, that you have every right to attack, but that you're kind of going after and not really holding any accountability, they're going to get the last laugh if you start losing. But one of them, specifically, what is the man's name? I want to make sure I get his name right. Keeler pulled a kind of weak move to me. Now, one of them pulled a kind of weak move after being shunned and showed up by Coach Prime. He wanted to fire back in a recent column that he wrote that I kind of missed. Now, if you missed it, back on August 9th at a presser, some kind of media day event, Coach Prime kind of got after Sean. And I'm going to go ahead and play for you the audio of Prime getting after Sean from the Denver Post and how Sean responded. So this is the interaction at the media day between Deion Sanders and, let me make sure I get his name right, Keeler of the Denver Post. Let's take a listen.
Coach Sean Keeler, the Denver Post. Happy summer, my man.
You don't like us, man. Why do you do this to yourself?
Come on.
You don't like us.
Mark likes me, by the way.
Huh?
Yeah. Mark said he likes me.
No,
so
but
that's
you
one.
don't. Why do you do this, though?
No, I'm sorry. Two-parter if I could.
No, I'm serious. Why do you do this? Like, you don't. Like, why do you do this?
No, it's not about that. Football question.
Why do you do this? Like, it would be hard for me to really engage in someone I don't like or something I don't like. I'm just asking why. Like, why? What did I do?
So Sean works for the Denver Post, and apparently he's written some very critical articles about Coach Prime, about the Colorado Buffaloes program, kind of going after him. And right here, Prime's just asking him straight up, why do you do that? Why do you write these stories about us? And Sean's not responding, by the way. Like, he's giving Sean a platform to respond. He didn't really give the CBS guy any platform because he was just very, very angrily upset with CBS. But Sean has an opportunity to respond. He's genuinely asking him, why don't you like us? Why are you writing about us and you don't like us? And Sean's trying to avoid it. Which you can avoid it. That's cool. But don't do what he does next. But let's keep listening.
You didn't do anything. It's not about that.
This is a football question. I'm asking you why.
Yeah, you can answer that. That's okay, not
answer me. Because you want me to answer you. So
okay, that's fine. That's fair.
Why?
Why? Because I have questions.
Me your
why? What's your why? What do you want to know?
You know what the why is. Why do you write negative stuff about him? And just tell him, because you got stunk. You guys were 4-8. I don't like the way you run the program. Say whatever it is, whatever problem that you have with him, say it. Say it right now. He's giving you the floor to say it, Sean. Quit being a punk and just say it. Just say whatever the issue is. He's giving you the floor. He's literally asking you why. And you're avoiding the question like a scary man. That's scary to me. Just answer it. And I'm going to tell you why it's scary, because what Sean does next. Let's keep listening.
Why do you always on attack? Like, what did we do?
Where am I on attack today? Where am I on attack?
Yeah, I'm not going to give you opportunities to be on.
You avoiding the question, Sean. If you write, I have not written, but have made videos critical of Prime. If he asked me, why are you critical? What is it? I would say, well, which incident? I can tell you why. And I'll say it straight up, especially if he's asking me. Just answer it. Sean's being a punk and dancing around the question. Just answer why you're being critical. You have plenty of evidence So why you could say you're being critical. Well, coach, you went 4-8. You show favoritism to certain players. You only broadcast certain players. You had the world at the palm of his hands, but anytime anybody levies any criticism, you kind of shoot back at them. Like there's a bunch of things. You finish the season on a 6-game losing streak. You flip the roster. You talk bad about your players during the season, and they still had to go out there and block for your son. Like anything, just say anything. But to act scary and dance around it, and then do what you did next was garbage. Well, let's keep listening.
Exactly.
And I'm gonna speed this up just a little
But
bit.
I'm asking you why. Like, what does it do for you? Like, what happened?
It's not about me.
But what happened to get you like this?
It's a good question.
No, I'm serious. Because I want to help. No, I'm serious. I want to help. Because it's not normal.
We can talk about that.
Okay.
Can I ask you a football question? Seriously.
No, we talk about that. When we talk about that, I'll talk about that with you.
Can we ask you a football question, please?
When I talk about that, we talk about that. We can talk about that. Let's go.
Sean was scary there. And you know what? It's okay. If you just didn't want to answer it, he's probably in there with a bunch of people, whatever. Like, that's cool. I'm not even gonna say you're a punk for that. It was kind of scary, it was real scary. But what Sean does next is what's like, I don't have respect for this. Like, this is what Sean did next. So immediately following that, Sean wrote an article. And y'all heard it. Y'all just heard the video. Sean didn't have nothing to say when Deion was right in his face. All right? Like, had nothing to say. This is the headline. This is the title to Sean's article. This is Sean from the Denver Post. Sean Keeler. Deion Sanders, a 4-8 coach, gave a 3-9 news conference. Coach Prime showed CU Buff fans a 4-letter side that they hadn't seen before. Fear. Now, that's just the headline. The subscript. This was desperate Deion, a man who stared into the future and saw 5-7 staring back. Now, here's the thing. Sean is a writer. Sean is allowed to write whatever he wants about anything and anybody, right? Like, you have that right to write whatever you want, say whatever you want about whoever, but you just deal with whatever comes with that. What I don't like about this, and this article is, it digs at Deion heavy. You can go read this on the Denver Post. It's free. But what I don't like is Sean had the opportunity to say all of these things to Prime's face, and he cowered like a punk. If you are going to be this bold in print when you're away from the man, if you're going to be this bold, that'd be like if I was critical of Deion, which I have been in the past, get a chance to talk to him, and then quiver and cower like a little baby. Not say anything. The man asked him straight up, and he wasn't even hostile about it. Just asked him, like, why do you write negative stuff about us? Sean I just listed a bunch of different things that he could have said, but to be so much of a baby. I have a newborn baby. This is what little babies do. To go in front of the man, have an opportunity to explain yourself, not say anything. Sean didn't say anything, just kept trying to ask a quote unquote football question. And then the first chance you get, you write a story like this. That's garbage. To me, that's garbage, because you had every opportunity to say these things to that man's face. And this article, Sean goes in this article. Let's just read the first couple of paragraphs. It says, a 4-8 coach gave a 3-9 news conference. This was deposition Deion, a cornered and condescending man, the perennial victim who ain't got time for mere mortals. Strong word, Sean. This was the Deion Sanders we'd read about for years, disdain boiling like broth behind shades too cool for the room. Coach Prime sat down Friday, made a joke about the honey bun sitting on the table in front of him, trying to get my six-pack, and then disappeared. Reporters at CU Fall Sports Media Day instead got a glimpse of Deion from behind the curtain, a man uncensored, unvarnished, away from the videos and from the artifice, in the control and the spin. Prime at the table became Deion on the witness stand, the one from the tell-all books, the magazine stories, usually out of Texas, where bridges were burned, yelling at everyone, yelling at no one. Quote, I'm not doing, like, and here's the thing, Sean, like, a lot of this is based in truth, but don't say it now that you're not in front of them. Don't say it now that you're behind a computer screen, that you're typing away at your Denver Post. It makes for a good article. It makes for good talking points, but you had an opportunity. He asked you directly why, And you had the reasons. You just wrote about them. You wrote about them right here. And you said nothing. You said nothing. You ran like a coward. You ran like a coward. Let's keep reading because once again, it's not that your piece is bad. It's bad the fact that you had an opportunity to say this to his face. Let's see. This was another side of Deion we'd heard about but hadn't really seen yet, biting one of the hands that actually pays him. This was desperate Deion, a man who stared into the future and saw 5 and 7 staring back. Woof, Sean, woo! You have a way with words, sir. This was Nebraska Deion, as in Deion from the Nebraska post-game news conference in Lincoln after the Buffs drop another heartbreaker. He's saying this is Deion looking at his future. This was the side of Sanders the Front Range hadn't seen before, a confident man who suddenly looked and acted and sounded afraid. Afraid of critics, afraid of truth, afraid of bad news looming like a tsunami in its crest. It was as if Deion had been visited by the ghost of Christmas future, as if November Deion had stepped out of the time machine in the hallway, grabbed August Deion just before he walked into the touchdown club, handing the latter a game book from Oklahoma State. Folks who've dealt with Sanders' team in the past have pointed out Coach Prime, like all powerful men, pays people to make inconvenient things go away. Well, he can't make forgiving an occasional fawning and comparative docile press corps go away. He can't make an on-record and anonymous comments by former players and former staffers, real or imagined, which I don't think you should have referenced that because it may have been imagined. And if it's imagined, we don't report on imaginary stuff. Go away. He can't make paper trail from his family's past legal scraps, including allegations against Shiloh, go away. So he snaps. Here's the thing, Sean. It's not even saying that I disagree with a lot of this stuff. I think you are actually hitting the nail on the head on some of this stuff. Not all, but some of this stuff. And it's okay for you to say these things because a lot of it's based in truth. My problem with you, Mr. Sean, is that you waited until you were gone to write this. When the man point blank period asked you, what is the problem you have with me? And there was clearly problems that you're pointing out right here. A lot of it based in fact and in truth that you could have said up there when you had the microphone in front of him with him staring dead at you and you were too scary to say it. That's the only problem I have with you, Sean. Don't get on here and write, like I said, a lot of truth in this article and calling them out and doing all these things and funny wordplay and creativeness when you had an opportunity to say a lot of these things, maybe not as creatively, but just say it straight up, point blank period, and very bluntly, and you ran from it. You ran from the opportunity. But then the first chance you got, you went and wrote a scathing article, an article very, very critical when you had a chance to be critical to his face, when he asked you. When he asked you straight up. I want to read some more of this because a lot of this was interesting. It says, let's start right here. He can't hide the fact that CU, which hired him with the sheer and utter desperation of a lonely nerd on prom night, conducted a lousing vetting process, hoping that a lifetime celebrity, wouldn't come with a lifetime of skeletons in the closet too. Half the Power 5 schools and most of the NFL wouldn't put up with the Prime circus. The cameras, the contracts, the rules, the buffs, they had no choice. Deion is the king of CU, the emperor of engineering drive. Are you with me or against me? Only once the train leaves the station, it doesn't come with brakes. You ride that puppy out full speed until things fall off the rails. Woo. Man. One last thing. CU shouldn't lose to scrappy North Dakota State on August 29th. I'll say this, though. After Friday, Coach Prime sure as heck better not lose by 23. The Storm's an awfully cold, awfully lonely place if you're 1-2. Media partners keep receipts too. Oh, Sean came hitting, swinging hard. Sean Keeler, once again, I'm not mad at the fact that you wrote this piece. This piece has a lot of truths in it. This piece clearly shows that you don't like Deion Sanders, which is fine. Everybody, a lot of people love him. A lot of people don't like him. It is what it is. You have the right to feel however you feel. My only problem is the scary move, and that's why I put scary in the title. The scary little move that you made was the fact that he asked you straight up. He asked you straight up in front of the world, in front of everybody, what is the issues you have with him? And clearly you had a lot. You wrote about him. You had a whole lot. And and a lot of it was based in facts. It wasn't like you made up this stuff. A lot of this stuff was based in facts. And you ran from that opportunity. You ran from that opportunity like a scary little punk. And that's not cool. That's not cool at all. And then to go write this, that's kind of weak. That's kind of weak. So if I got smoke for Prime and smoke for some of the stuff he does, I got to have smoke for reporters when they pull stuff like this, because this is weak. He asked you, you had an opportunity to say these same things that you wrote about in very creative, unique, smart way too. To not do that, it's kind of weak. Kind of weak. Not kind of weak, very weak. Very scary. Hopefully next time, if he puts you on a spot like that again, you're better than this, than what you pulled at that media day. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Did Sean do the right move because he was being professional? No. Or should he have done what I feel like he should have did and aired out his grievances just like he did in this article? Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Once again, my name is JeffLightsy Jr. This is the Victor Formation Sports Show right here on JeffLightsy Jr. YouTube, Facebook, wherever you get content. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, and the notification bell because I upload all the time. Thank you guys for tuning in. And also, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at JLightsy7. That is on X and Instagram at JLightsy7. Thank you guys for tuning in. I will see you next time. Peace.